Hi, Dave, and thanks for participating in the Brewer Golf Academy. It was fun having you in for a half-day academy. On the right is kind of our starting point. I mentioned that your tendency is to be a little toe-heavy with your weight distribution, so a little bit more on the balls of the feet was what we would recommend. But I do like how straight your spine angle is and your arms are comfortably hanging down. We talked about the importance of keeping your elbows pointing down and in throughout the swing. On your initial move away, there was a little bit of a kind of a shove out with your hands and arms only, and then the club tended to then get a little bit behind you with an elbow that kind of is wandering behind you as well. And from this position, you notice how from here it's difficult for you to get the club, that right elbow, delivered down in front of your hip, shallowing out the club. You tend to come down with a right elbow that's kind of bent outward, and that brings the club from a steep angle approach where you're releasing it a little bit on the outside, as you can see right here. And this is where you recover it beautifully with your hands on occasion. Sometimes you struggle, and that's when you hit it fat or pull it. And that's why you'll see a lot of hold on, or that chicken wing concept. So when you're hurting your shoulders, certainly this is putting a lot of stress in your elbow region, in your shoulder region, going through the strike. And the more that you practice, probably the more you're going to, hurt yourself physically from trying to hold that position off. That's a lot of poundage and a lot of speed that you're dealing with right there. All right. So what did we work on? Let's take a look at a couple key things. First off, I helped you feel that you could keep your elbows pointing down, and you're going to extend away a little bit more with your right arm, feeling like you're kind of pushing away from yourself, creating radius. And when you do that, you notice where I moved you to, how both your elbows are currently pointing towards the ground. Okay, left elbow down, right elbow down, and the club happens to set right in the center of your chest. So your hands in the club are still in the front of you. They're still in the center of your chest. And this is a much better position to be able to then coil up to the top. I had you feeling like you're turning back more with your right shoulder, trying to feel like it searches back towards your spine. So it was a real tidy feeling of pivot. So you didn't have as much left side trying to move over to the right side, which causes you to have a lot of lateral spine shift. And so that was the feelings that I gave you. And then the sensation of coming down was that we were going to plant that left heel and feel the sensation of that club delivering down where the right elbow's down on your hip. And I had you over-exaggerate this feeling. I showed you Hogan in slow motion practice, super slow motion practice, where he would over-exaggerate this feeling, and at this particular point, his shaft would look like it's way down in this zone right here. He would try to over-exaggerate the feeling to get the sensation that he wanted to have. So in a mirror, I want you to do that as well. The more that you condition those sensations, the more it's going to become your formed habit. So you'll notice at this particular point where the club is, instead of it being sprung outside over in here, it's right on your hands, and the shaft should be running parallel to your toe line. So when you're looking at the mirror, that's certainly feedback in what you want to receive. All right, so that's basically, look at that, that's excellent right there. Then on your own, I moved away, and you're able to deliver that club down where the shaft now is falling down on your forearm instead of it being on the outside, on your outside of your hands right here. All right, so that's an excellent practice drill, good feelings, new feelings for you to continue to rehearse. In addition to that, I gave you a little practice drill that I thought would help you with the feeling of your body pivot. This is ball between your legs, so you stay nice and steady. You're rotating your right shoulder back towards your spine, which gives you a really tidy pivot. And what I want you to notice is that you worked at a 90-degree angle to your spine angle as a result of right shoulder turning back. Left shoulder definitely tilts and works underneath. It doesn't work straight laterally. It has to pivot around so you can rotate everything in a barrel. Your right side rotated up, your left side rotated correctly under so that you can maintain your spine angle. And then from here it is plant the left heel, let that ball drop down, and that kind of shallows everything out. You notice how your shoulders now are more parallel to the ground, so are your hips. The right hip's not so high anymore, it leveled off. And that allows you to be able to clear your left hip and get that higher than the right going through. So everything unwinds all the way through the shot at this point. You're still doing the majority of the unwinding with the shoulders, and I want to see you do it more with the hips at this particular point, which is going to get rid of some of the inflection that we're seeing in your knees and your legs and really start to post you up a little bit better. So that's in the proper sequence. But all in all, these are good sensations, good feels that with good practice are going to condition into your formed habit. So I look forward to hearing about your progress. And until next time, happy golfing.